Welcome out to another episode of It's All Been Done Radio Hour. This week, a new Daniel Kravitz Chosen One. This is pretty exciting. We have a couple more new characters to introduce as Volume 3 really gets going. Before we begin, we want to thank Circle 270 Media, which this podcast is a part of. We want to thank MadLab Theater, our host site. Hopefully we're still performing there regularly. Check our Facebook page and our website, it'sallbeendoneradiohour.com, to see what the schedule is. The stories are written. We're going to perform them eventually. Just don't know if we're still on track at this point or not as I record these intros several weeks in advance. We want to thank our parent network, It's All Been Done Presents, found at IABDpresents.com. Please support us at patreon.com/IABD. Our goal is to get 25 donors this year so we can be completely self-sustaining. We're not there yet. We need some more donors. And a lot more than 25 of you download this podcast every week. So I'm hoping you guys will hear this plea and go to patreon.com/IABD. Now enjoy Daniel Kravitz, Chosen One.
Our next feature tonight is Daniel Kravitz, Chosen One. Daniel is an unhappy antique store owner who has been tapped as the Chosen One to stand up against the ultimate evil and save the world.
You're here because of me. You're welcome.
Together with his best friend and leader of the ULP, Abby Reynolds.
Yeah, she's busy, like running things or something, being responsible.
Oh. His formerly dead friend, ex-sorcerer Josh Wallace.
Hi, guys.
ULP mentor Alexis Augustus Armentrout.
Hello, everyone.
Daniel's original mentor, Rufus Reginald Rochester.
Good day to you all.
And Grezit the Green, a guru who fights with the ULP.
You mean a guru that is still most fierce?
Daniel and his friends battle the forces of darkness and protect us all from the ultimate evil and more.
I was born in the city of Columbus, Ohio. Was the tallest one in my class, standing 6 feet tall.
He's huge.
By the time I hit grade 5, made me sad to feel alive, 'cause I don't feel like I belong. No, I don't feel like I belong. My parents died when I was far too young. Misery and grief were the friends death brought. Freaky tall and feeling sad, there was no use getting mad, so I stayed up and wrote the song.
Grown up, he became the chosen one. He will never runs, doesn't he? But at least he has some friends.
And his heart begins to mend.
Abby Reynolds will never do me wrong. Now together we run the ULP, the ultimate evil we must defeat.
Also known as Callie.
Monsters and creeps with claws and deceit, they keep hassling me all day long. I now hate my life even more each day.
Sad face.
I wish they'd all just go far, far away. Especially that collie. I want to just kick her right in the frickin' canvas. I hate her! Well, agree to disagree. That's the end of the Daniel Kravitz song. That's the end of the Daniel Kravitz song.
Goodbye.
No, God. Oh, God! Flat! Flat! Is there no tuning fork on your planet?
Tonight's episode, Recall Me Maybe. Our story begins not in the present, but instead 9 years, 4 months, and 16 days earlier in Ukraine at the Kiev Pechursk Lavra Monastery complex as 4 figures walk down a dark hallway.
We're hardly impressed.
Yes, the ULP expected more from the monastery. It's been decades since you've given us a worthy mentor candidate.
Yes, Bertram, I quite agree. I'm not sure we should waste any further time here.
But, Mr. Davies, your immediate predecessor came from here. You must
Past
know.
performance is not an indicator of future success.
I assure you that the monastery will continue to have a place in the ULP's future.
Not from what we've seen.
Please, I have one more potential left to show you. He's an odd one, but he may meet your needs. Come, child. Speak, child.
Hello, young man.
Speak when you are spoken to, child.
The teenager winces but maintains a stoic composure.
I am sorry, master.
He does look fit.
But so are the others. Penrose, if you would please.
Young Novir watches as Calleth Penrose calmly stops caressing his beard, extends his hand, and places it over the boy's chest. Novir doesn't break his gaze as he sees a glimmer of something within Penrose's eyes.
A kingdom under rubble, from the ashes light eventually residing in the darkness, the harbinger of a great battle. The boy will be a mighty warrior. The gods foretell much lay in store of the heart of his future.
A mighty warrior, eh? It seems that we were mistaken. You have done well.
How long until the boy is ready?
In due time. One cannot rush greatness.
9 years, 4 months, and 16 days later, at the ULP's base of operations on the outskirts of Kalispell, Montana, we join Daniel Kravitz, Josh Wallace, Alexis Augustus Armentrout, and Alfredo, we haven't been told his last name yet, walking across the compound.
So what's the guy's name again? Oh, come now. How hard is it to remember a name like Calleth Penrose?
Alex has a point. It is a strange name.
And Alfredo isn't.
No, Alfredo is a beautiful name, like the song of spring birds bustling.
Oh, you mean it sounds like a fart?
That is quite unkind.
I just Alfredo.
Just saying, the stranger the name, the easier it is to remember.
Well, is there at least alliteration in this guy's name?
No. Yeah, Daniel. We have a student named Arnold Armstrong. Easy to remember because of alliteration.
See, and look at you remembering names.
It's better than whatever nicknames you're giving them. Penrose. His name is Calleth Penrose.
Calleth Penrose just trips off the tongue, doesn't it?
No. And what is he doing here again anyway?
He is here to do a ceremonial blessing of these grounds.
Wait, but magic's Alfredo's a department, isn't it?
Oh, not this kind of magic.
Oh, well, of course, my mistake. But why?
With the curse of the smoke demon, as well as anything else that might come along, Abby thinks it is best to do everything we can to fortify the property, and I agree with her.
Oh, and you would, Alex.
Yes, well, Alexis? Oh, sorry, lost my train of thought for a moment. What's wrong?
Oh, dude, gross. Are you perving on that student over there? I mean, I always knew you were a creep, but come on.
What? No. I was just thinking of my daughter.
Oh, who cares? Get the python back in your pants. We've got work to do, okay? Let's go do it.
Right. I shall catch up with you later. Bye, Alexis.
Now, since when are you friends with Alex?
I'm not. I can be friendly to people who aren't my friends.
Dude, friendliness is overrated.
I'm friendly.
Exactly. Oh, and Alfredo.
Yes.
How's that spell coming along?
The one for Cory.
Wait, who?
Squeezy.
Ah!
Oh, it is most splendid indeed.
Oh, well, how's it work? Oh, so it works.
Not yet, but it will soon. As much as it can. It is a tricky bit.
Good. She shouldn't be stuck on base. But what if I want to expel her?
Daniel, Alfredo, and Josh stop short as a man in his 20s falls backwards out the door in front of them, barely holding on to a long sword in a defensive position. Grezit the Green gives chase.
Good, Novir. Keep the sword up. Yes, Mr. Rochester.
Oh, is Novir tiring against the might of Grezit the Green? Grr, speak, boy!
Never.
Grezit charges Novir, who jumps high into the air, at least for a minute, leaving Grezit to crash into the wall.
Nicely done, Novir.
Thank you.
I yield! But remember, in actual battle, Grezit the Green does not yield! Novir, Novir!
No, just Novir.
That does not make any sense! Everyone has a last name! I have a last name! I am Grezit the Green!
Very well, Mr. the Green.
Enough, you two. Well done, Novir. You held your own against a Garou. That is no small feat.
Wow, Grezit. I can't believe you let him win.
I did not, Joshy-Washy! But Rufus says I must push my hits.
Excuse me?
Oh, I will always excuse you, sexy Alfredo.
I said to pull your punches. It wouldn't do well to have our students maimed now, would it?
Don't baby them, Rufus. They've got to learn to fight.
That's enough for today, I should think. Class dismissed.
Thank you, Mr. Rochester.
You're going too soft on them, Rufio. Seriously, where were their early dismissals when you were training me?
Well, they take their studies seriously.
Ha ha! He got you, Daniel Kravitz. That was not feeble at all, Rufus Reginald Rochester.
Thank you, Grezit.
A few minutes later, in one of the cabins...
Early release! I've got time to get back to my project.
No one cares about your stupid projects, Donatella. For God's sake, close the door. You're letting the air out.
What? Oh, sorry, Corey.
It's so hot out there today. We're all a sweating mess. Except for Novir. What's up with that, Novir?
He doesn't talk much.
So I've noticed. What is that supposed to be? Some sort of invention?
Yeah.
You and your toys. I need to get some cooler friends.
Well, Squeezy. Maybe if you hadn't summoned a smoke demon that could return at any moment to inflict pain and suffering and death on those around you, you wouldn't be in a situation where no one, including your roommates, wants to be within 2 feet of you.
Ouch.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean it.
No, tell us how you really feel.
I didn't. It's just that you
come
know,
on,
can,
Dawn. There wouldn't be any danger at all if Daniel...
Mr. Kravitz.
had let us do something real in the first place.
One must take the first baby steps before one can run marathon, Corey Addison.
He speaks.
Whatever. You run just fine, Novir. Where did you learn to fight like that? Hello?
He isn't gonna tell you, Squeezy. Novir doesn't talk about himself.
Barely talks about anything. If it was me, I'd be bragging.
Only fools boast about themselves. Wise is he who listens to what all say.
Novir glances out the cabin window and sees something in the distance. Rising quickly, he brushes past Dawn and Corey.
Did you just call me a fool? Don't you know who you're messing with? I'm the chick with the smoke demon. Hey, Novir, I'm talking to you. What is wrong with him?
Huh?
Yes, I'm talking to you, Dawn of the Doodads. What's wrong with Novir? He's just staring out the window.
So? Why are you asking me? I don't know.
You share a room with him, idiot.
At least we're not in the wood chipper.
Only we can call it that.
If you have a problem with what I say, maybe you should go back there and...
Novir ignores them and exits the cabin.
What in the hell? Where are you going? And don't leave the door open. It's hot.
I guess we'd better go after him.
Why? Why do you care?
Like I said, I live with them.
Squeezy, Corey and Dawn give chase. They soon catch up to Novir.
Where do you think you're going? We were in the middle of a conversation.
Does this have something to do with that nightmare you had last night?
I didn't... Oh, you mean him. He had a nightmare? Was there smoke? You don't just have nightmares and keep them to yourself.
He looks familiar.
Who?
They follow Novir's gaze and see a man dressed quite dapper climbing out of the backseat of an old but well-maintained car.
That guy? That guy's some new age shaman or something.
How do you know?
Rufus was talking about him before class.
He was. Guess it pays to be the outcast. Eavesdropping on the prof instead of chatting with your friends.
Shove it, Dawn. This must be the real reason that we got to leave early. I guess you weren't that good, were you? Hey, damn it, Novir. Does he always just walk away from you mid-conversation? It's so annoying.
Not as annoying as you.
Excuse me?
I said, let's follow him.
Moments later.
We sincerely appreciate you coming with urgency, Mr. Penrose.
Yes, of course.
I must observe your work. It sounds fascinating.
Oh, we have the list of supplies you provided us. We assumed you'd want to start in the southeast corner of the ranch. It's the closest to the reservation, and perhaps a berry or...
Novir, Corey, Don, what... Is everything okay?
We were just following him.
Novir?
Yes, Mr. Rochester.
He said you guys might need some help, right, Novir?
Yes, we thought we could be of service.
Well, I think we're...
I am always appreciative of assistance.
Excellent students. This will be a great learning experience.
Are you sure, Mr. Penrose?
We're not kids. You don't have to treat us like we are.
Well, given what you did, Miss Addison, I rather think we do.
It's quite all right. They may all accompany me, as long as they are quiet.
Absolutely. Quiet's my middle name.
Yeah, that's what you think.
Mr. Penrose?
Yes. Have we met before?
I think so.
I feel perhaps one would remember such a meeting.
I suppose.
Yes, shall we? I know, Mr. Penrose, you were concerned about time.
We have hours until sunset.
Yes, thank you. The southeast shall be fine. You said there was a reservation nearby?
Ah, yes. The Flathead Indian Reservation. That is why the ULP set up operations here. They're a source of rich potential for magic items, artifacts, and history.
Also, it's quite remote.
Yes, or it was until history marched on.
Yes, colonization. But out here...
We almost got lost coming out here.
That is by design, for protection.
Understandable.
The three students follow Rufus, Alexis, Alfredo, and their guests to the southeastern edge of the ranch.
Does the ULP also own those woods?
Yes, but we don't venture out there too often. Hasn't been a need.
The totem pole is an interesting touch. Something you added?
Oh, I wish.
No, it was already here when we moved in.
I looked through the records, but I couldn't find definitive proof if it was in place before the ULP moved in.
Likely, as we bought this property only a century ago, and it looks, well, quite a bit older.
My thoughts exactly.
That is one hideous totem.
Yes. Do not let appearances deceive you, for this watches over and protects your land.
Does it really?
That is a sensation radiating from within.
I wonder if we could measure, scientifically speaking,
Perhaps.
Novir and the others observe as Calleth Penrose walks forward and places a hand at the base of the totem, looking up. He slowly steps back, focusing on the top of the totem, which is the largest piece. His hand returns to trace the beard around his mouth.
A thunderbird there rests atop.
Thunderbird?
Duh.
What's a thunderbird then, Squeezy?
I'll let Rufus explain.
Mr. Rochester?
Yes. Different mythologies have different interpretations. Some say the Thunderbird controls the upper world, while the underworld is overseen by the alliance between the great horned serpent and the underwater panther. Others say the Thunderbird controls the skies, and the rain, sleet, wind, and lightning that...
Whoa! That thing would be pretty rad if it protected us then.
But come on, it's just a legend, right?
Indeed. Let us begin.
Ah, yes, excellent.
Bring forth the cauldron and other items. We shall start here and trace the perimeter.
Help them, students.
Yes, Don, Novir, run and fetch the cauldron, would you?
An hour and a half later, Daniel and Josh arrive to check their progress.
Wow, Rufus. You give these kids a break, and then you make them spend it helping you.
No, we volunteered.
So, Weezer, did you bless the rains down in Africa or whatever it is you do?
Weezer?
oh, yes. Very funny.
He gets it.
Daniel, Mr. Penrose has been a valued ULP contact for many years. Please treat him with respect.
Sorry, Alex, I'll try again. Do you need a nap?
We are done, if I'm correct.
Yes, we have completed the ritual ceremony. The property is more secure than it was before.
I'm sorry I missed it. Who was making me help with all this other...
We get it, Josh. You're important. Gosh.
Oh, yes, we learned all about the Thunderbird.
Thunderbird? Is that what's on top of the totem? I wondered.
No one cares. Okay, look, Mr.
Penrose! Calleth Penrose!
Right, Mr. Well, let's be honest, I'm not going to remember your name anyway, so pardon my horrible memory. But listen, I want to offer you thanks for helping us.
Of course, chosen one. Whatever I can do to be of service.
Oh, hey, this guy's pretty good. He gets it.
Gentlemen, I will take my leave.
Thank you, Mr. Penrose.
Likewise.
An absolute pleasure.
Yes, all of you. Thank you.
Penrose reaches out a hand to shake Novir's hand. As Novir grips it, Penrose quickly places his other hand on Novir's chest.
Thank you again. Farewell.
And with that, Mr. Penrose turns and walks away.
What was that about?
What?
The whole whispering in your ear thing.
Yeah, was he like a old boyfriend or something?
He seemed familiar.
You've met him before, Novir.
Perhaps.
Inside the administration building.
Well, that went well.
Yes. I say, were you worried?
I am not now, for the first time in a long time.
Something always goes wrong, but it seems we're finally getting ahead of the game.
I just wish I could have been more present. For the ceremony. Maybe it would have, sparked something. Of my forgotten sorcery skills, I mean.
Doubtful. What Mr. Penrose does is not quite magic.
Still.
Well, that's what you get for going into the same room with Cuckoo-Cachoo, Josh.
Daniel!
Stop it, Rufus. I get enough of that from Abby, okay? And speaking of, how much did we pay the magicians for all that mumbo-jumbo anyway?
Oh, as always, Daniel, your tact is on point.
Hey! But isn't money tight?
We found some more.
Wait, you can't just do that. How do you just find money?
An old ULP stash, or investments. Things we can live off of the interest on for the foreseeable future.
And interestingly enough...
No.
I like
Well, Mr. Penrose said that the totem pole apparently is blessed with a protector, which was not something in the notes for this place.
Oh, and that bird thing? Oh, that thing creeps me out.
Yes, but it just may save your life someday.
No, you don't really believe that junk, do you, Rufus?
I do.
You'd be wise to. There's more on heaven and earth than we mere mortals understand. Well, not literal heaven. It doesn't exist, of course, but you catch my meaning. I'd think you'd have realized that by now, Dan.
Oh, the only thing I've realized is just how incredibly boring you are, Rufus.
Is the Thunderbird really a protector? Will what Penrose said about Novir come true? Come back next time to find out in another episode of Daniel Kravitz' Chosen One.
It's Almond Radio Hour number 226. Daniel Kravitz' Chosen One, number 29, Recall Me, Maybe. Starred Nathan Haley as Daniel Kravitz, Shane Stefanchik as Rufus Reginald Rochester, Ryan Yohe as Grezit the Green, Joe Morales as Alexis Augustus Armentrout, Seamus Talty as Josh Wallace, Keith Jackson as the Sorcerer Alfredo, and Cyril. Dan Condo as Bertram, Dallas Ray as the Monk, Nick Arganbright as Novir, Chad Anderson as Calleth Penrose, Colleen Underwood as Corey Addison, and Karen Perta as Dawn. This episode was written and directed by Nick Arganbright. Daniel Kravitz and It's All Been Done Radio Hour were created by Jerome Wetzel. Our technical director is Shane Stefanchik. Our music director is Kristen Green. Theme song by Nathan Haley with lyrics by Jerome Wetzel, and the Daniel Kravitz Chosen One Volume 3 version of the theme song was enhanced with help from Nick Arganbright. Our story editor is Keith Jackson, and our podcast editor is Chris Allen. Have a great week. Please check out our website, itsallbeendoneradio.com. This episode was written by Jerome Wetzel and directed by Nick... No, it was not. You can cut that and cut out the website thing, because we didn't need that.
Is that Novir?
Novir.
Novir.
I think it's Novir. Nick will tell you for sure.
All right.
You have done well.
How long until the boy is ready?
Yes,
Dallas walks in. Laugh track and like applause.
I have a point, damn it. Calleth Penrose. This trips off.
It's All Been Done presents.
Who's got the time?